What are some subtle gestures that scream, "I love you"? It sounds so dumb, but my husband, who gets up earlier than me for work, checks my electric toothbrush's battery every morning and puts it on its charger if needed. Then he puts the tube of toothpaste on my side of the sink, just so I don't have to reach over to his side. It's such a small thing, but it genuinely makes me smile and give me the warm fuzzies whenever I go to brush my teeth and see my toothbrush on its charger. This is me, minus the toothpaste. LOL. With my husband's PlayStation controller. Most nights he leaves it nearly dead next to cold air from an open window. Every morning I stick that bad boy on the charger, so he can play that night. We have two, but one has slight stick drift. I keep the non-drift controller charged for him. Surprising you with your favorite snack or drink when they've been to the store. Oh my god, yes, my boyfriend doesn't care for sweets himself. But once in a while he comes home with a candy bar or M&Ms for me, for no particular reason. And I feel so loved. He was in the store to get what he needed, and wandered around to pick something out for me. It makes me feel loved for sure. Same for me. He doesn't care for sweet granola at all, and still surprise bought some for me at the store recently. It's such a sweet gesture. Whenever the car stopped suddenly, or there was some kind of vehicular craziness on the road, my mom would reflexively throw her arm out in front of me to keep me in place. She apparently didn't even realize she was doing it until I pointed it out, sometime in my 20s. When I remarked it was adorable, she still did it even though I was a full-grown adult. And then a few years later, my girlfriend and I almost got into a collision while I was driving. And she pointed out to me that I had apparently inherited the same reflex. I do the same, but when I go round a corner a little too fast, and I have my takeaway on the passenger seat, LOL. I have OCD. The first weekend my boyfriend stayed at my house, he watched me do all of my little rituals before we left the first afternoon. Unplugging outlets, checking the stove, etc. Come Sunday, we're about to leave again, and I said I just needed to put my shoes on. He immediately starts doing the rituals for me and it blew my mind. This man memorized my weird little OCD habits, and figured out how to help me with them like a month into dating, without ever being asked to. Still not over that one. I don't have OCD, but I'm curious. If I offend, tell me, I'll retract the question. Does this work to soothe the OCD urges? Like, if he flicks the light switches the correct number of times, does your OCD go sorted? I think it would depend on the person, and how their compulsions work specifically. But for me it did help. A lot of my rituals aren't so much that I need to touch something a certain number of times. As they are, I need to touch the outlet after I unplug it, because if I don't, my brain will tell me I didn't do it right, and therefore my house will burn down. Obviously, I know this isn't logical, but that's OCD for you. Having a trusted person check for me kinda breaks the thought loop. My brain doesn't trust itself, but it trusts him. This reminded me about you, messages. My turd this morning reminded me of you. I dropped 2 turds the other day and together they made a heart shape. I wish I had someone to send a pic of that to. To be clear, I did not take a pic, so leave my inbox alone, LOL. I have to draw a line about how weird I'm gonna be, and taking poop pics is where the line is drawn. Unless. How much dollar you think I could get with poop pics? Truly listening to someone when they talk. And asking more questions. Honestly, I think my degree shaped me a lot. It taught me to really listen. To give people space to express themselves and to ask thoughtful questions. And I do that with most people in my life, whether I love them or not. For me, it's a matter of respect, not necessarily love. Just because I hold space for someone doesn't mean I'm emotionally attached. It means I see their humanity, and I care enough to be present. I feel that and I try to do that. But after hearing narcissistic bullshit every day at work, it does burn you out to genuine listen. But talking with other people then is really interesting again. Also, I have a friend who is getting certified as a therapist, and you can just tell she is listening on a different level. It's crazy. And that makes me hyper aware of the stuff I talk, because I don't want to be the narcissistic basehole to burden her. My boyfriend has this habit of checking the weather in the morning before I leave for work. If it's cold or raining, he'll sneak out of bed before me, start my car so it's warm, and leave a travel mug of coffee on the dash with a little note like, "You've got this today." He never mentions it later, never asks for praise. I didn't even notice the first few times, just thought I was lucky my car wasn't frozen over. It's those little, consistent acts of care when no one is watching that make me feel loved. He's not super verbal with emotions, but he shows it in the way he quietly pays attention to what I need before I even realize it myself. That's love to me. Knowing someone sees you, and wants to make your life just a little softer. Even if it's in the smallest way. I remember this one day after I'd had a horrible shift at work. Everything went wrong, and I was just done. I came home and didn't even say anything, just kind of collapsed on the couch. My boyfriend didn't ask what was wrong or try to fix it. He just came over, handed me a blanket, took off my shoes for me, and disappeared into the kitchen. 15 minutes later, he came back with a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. My comfort food since childhood. And set it on the coffee table next to me with a Gatorade and a couple of ibuprofens. No big speech. No, you'll be okay. Just that. And when I finally looked at him and said, "How did you know I needed this?" He just said, "I've been paying attention." That moment. That's when I realized he really loved me. 15 minutes later, he came back with a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. My comfort food since childhood. And set it on the coffee table next to me with a Gatorade and a couple of ibuprofens. No big speech. No, you'll be okay. Just that. And when I finally looked at him and said, "How did you know I needed this?" He just said, "I've been paying attention." That moment.